This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
Civic Media News, I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Former President Donald Trump will hold his first Wisconsin rally of the presidential campaign on Tuesday. His campaign says Trump will visit Green Bay on the day of the state's presidential primary election. Wisconsin's a battleground state, and the Marquette poll says only 2% of voters in Wisconsin have not made up their minds. President Biden's campaign co-chairman is in La Crosse and Wausau today talking about boosting the economy with infrastructure projects.
Presidents for 50 years talked about doing it. Nobody could do it, but the president did at $1.2 trillion because those are the things that are creating jobs for high-paying union workers that are transforming communities.
Mitch Landrieu spearheaded the president's infrastructure plan. He met with mayors in Madison, Milwaukee, Racine, and Sheboygan yesterday. 20 elected officials across Wisconsin are urging Wisconsin Democrats to vote uninstructed on Tuesday. They're protesting President Biden's support for Israel's war in Gaza. Meanwhile, 6 to 12% of Wisconsin voters may go with one of the third-party or independent candidates for president in November.
There's this sense that the American political system is broken and not listening to ordinary Americans. So there's lots of disenchantment.
Political scientist Kathy Kramer speaking with Wisconsin Eye. The state Supreme Court is letting a lower court ruling stand that a group of Amazon delivery drivers in Wisconsin should be classified as employees. The case is being watched closely for its impact on all kinds of different businesses. Wisconsin and other large dairy-producing states are keeping an eye on reports of bird flu in dairy cows in Texas and Kansas. State veterinarian Darlene Conkle says milk from sick cows does not go into the food supply. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Donald Trump will visit Green Bay on the day of the Wisconsin presidential primary elections. According to a campaign press release, the former president will appear at the rally on Tuesday, April 2nd at 5 p.m. at the Hyatt Regency in Green Bay. Trump has won most of the state primaries so far and is the presumptive Republican candidate for president of the United States in November. Trump last visited Wisconsin in 2022. Governor Tony Evers visits an Appleton fire station to sign Senate Bill 829, which will allow tactical emergency medical service professionals to carry a firearm while in the line of duty in areas where firearms normally prohibited.
The bottom line is we need to make sure that they're able to do their jobs to the best of their abilities and protect themselves in situations where their lives may be at risk.
The success the Appleton community had in integrating tactical emergency medical services into emergency responses helped to inspire this bill. Wisconsin State Patrol officers have arrested a 36-year-old Appleton man for his fifth OWI after responding to a crash on Lodge Road in the Shawano County town of Cecil Tuesday morning. The accident happened just after 8 a.m. Officials say the odor of intoxicants was observed, and the driver was arrested for OWI fifth offense. The city of Oshkosh will continue to have a mayor and deputy mayor. The council rejected a proposed ordinance that would have changed the titles to council president and council vice president. Councilman Carl Bulow.
Some of them vehemently, passionately for changing it to president. Some of them vehemently, passionately to not change away from mayor. Some of them saying, well, whatever we do, it should go to referendum, since that's was 20 years ago. And a lot of them said, don't care, just get stuff done, please. But they didn't use the stuff word.
The council voted 4-2 against changing the title. The newly combined healthcare system Froedtert Theta Care Health breaks ground on a new hospital Tuesday. The $84 million facility is designed to be a micro-hospital in Oshkosh that will offer around-the-clock access to emergency and inpatient care. The hospital is expected to be complete in 2025, creating about 60 new jobs for caregivers and staff. Over 20,000 people are expected to attend the 62nd annual WPS Farm Show at the EAA Air Venture Grounds in Oshkosh this week. The event, which runs through Thursday, is an opportunity for ag businesses and the community to check out equipment, services, and technology from about 400 exhibitors from the United States and Canada. And that's what you need to know. I'm Lisa Hale, WGBW News.
Are the Packers headed to Brazil? Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The NFL is considering sending either the Packers or the Browns to Brazil for the season opener against the Eagles. When will they find out? Mark Murphy.
I anticipate probably within the week we'll find out. So it's either us or Cleveland. If they choose us, we'll welcome it. I think it'd be exciting. It'd be the first game ever in Brazil, and could be exciting, but want to make sure that we're, some of those things are worked out.
NBA, the Bucks had a 19-point lead at home in the fourth quarter, but lost to the Lakers, 128-124 in double overtime. Bucks head coach Doc Rivers.
First game in a while, it will be a good lesson for us. We didn't trust the pass tonight. A lot of zero pass shots or one pass shots, and when we play like that, we get away with it some nights because guys make shots, but we lost our trust. And that's something we haven't done. Not that concerned by it. We won't do that very often, but it will scream off the tape, and it'll be good for us to see.
College basketball, A.J. Storr says he's leaving the Badgers and turning pro, eligible for the upcoming NBA draft. Are more players leaving the Badgers program?
Mike, I don't know. They don't know. We see the world we're in. We'll have conversations. Got a lot of guys, all but Tyler, have an option to come back. And there'll be other options, I'm sure. What other, if guys want to test the waters in the draft or get feedback on that, we haven't had those conversations yet.
That's Badgers head basketball coach Greg Gard. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Have you always wondered why characters on The Simpsons are yellow? Series creator Matt Groening says simply because it's different. Groening says while creating the show, an animator showed him a yellow character workup, and Groening loved it, adding that when you flip around the dial, the color of the characters immediately say it's The Simpsons. He continued saying another thing that makes The Simpsons different is that they only have 4 fingers, a fun factoid that often goes unnoticed by many viewers. Speaking of things that go unnoticed on The Simpsons, the New York Post reports that on a recent podcast, executive producer Matt Selman talked about one of the biggest blunders of all time that happened during season 6 on the episode called And Maggie Makes 3. Apparently in the background, where Marge is telling Homer she is pregnant with Maggie, there is a picture of Maggie. It's a good thing that yellow skin jumps out at people, so they never noticed. Okay, romantics, season 28 of The Bachelor is in the books, and tabloids, including the New York Post, are calling the finale absolutely jaw-dropping. Apparently, no one saw Bachelor Joey Grossaday handing a rose and proposing to the finalist who said yes. See, jaw-dropping would have been the appropriate headline if she said no. But instead, this season ended like the previous 27 seasons, in routine, jaw-dropping fashion. Here's hoping they last until the premiere of season 29. Say what you want about reality TV, but they are making strides in diversity. The Hollywood Reporter says The Bachelorette will have an Asian American lead for the first time. 25-year-old Jen Tran has been selected for the show's 21st season to fend off prospective husbands. Tran was eliminated from this season of The Bachelor, but sometimes 15 minutes of fame comes with a snooze alarm. Good luck, Jen. We hope you find TV love. If rumored new 007 Aaron Taylor Johnson does accept the role of James Bond, the New York Post reports he will have the support of 84-year-old former Bond portrayer George Lazenby on one condition, and that is that Johnson do the character justice, like Lazenby did in his one Bond film. Lazenby was James Bond in 1969's On Her Majesty's Service. For those of you headed to Google like I did, Lazenby is spelled Lazenby. The Terminator has a pacemaker. Us Weekly reports former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger was given the implant due to 3 open-heart surgeries. Arnold talked about it in his podcast, Arnold's Pump Club, which, by the way, is a great podcast name, whether the subject is lifting weights or surgeries involving the heart. The 76-year-old bodybuilder was told it's pronounced pacemaker. He responded with, "That's what I said, pacemaker." For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It is going to be a little breezy again today, partly to mostly cloudy with a high of 37 this afternoon. The wind out of the west at 15 to 25 today. Tonight, mostly clear 22. Tomorrow, sunshine 42. And then by Friday, we're going to warm it back up. It'll be mostly sunny with a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Currently, it's 26.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM.